Welcome to the latest episode of Arcadio, the official podcast for the Arcade.ie, Ireland's best resource for all things gamer and geek. My name is Declan, and joining me tonight we have Anthony, news editor McGlynn.
Yo.
Therese, Friday 5 at 5 Lines.
Sup?
And Kara, Otaku Digest, Nidalig.
Hey.
So for this episode, we have decided, what with the fall season almost upon us, that we're going to dedicate it to my favorite TV and part-time lover. My favorite TV? My favorite thing. That's still like my favorite transvestite and part-time lover. Way to kick this off with the right start. So we're kicking it off with possibly one of our favorite things, and that's television. So I think it's probably best if we start with what everyone's watching.
Okay, so at the moment I'm kind of diving in between Game of Thrones and American Horror Story, just one of particularly season 2. That's my main ones.
That's Asylum,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And are you all caught up on Game of Thrones, or is it like you're starting from the start?
Starting from the start.
I just quit it. I just after season 2 I was like, I'm bored.
No, I just went on the tour, so I'm kind of like,
oh god! Did you come back with like the mug and the sword and a part of Jon Snow's hair? Like,
I won a T-shirt, and Sean won the quiz.
Oh, they know how to make people watch their show, man.
Yeah, here's a T-shirt. Now watch the show, you bastards.
I'm totally like you, Declan. I after season 2, I cared enough about the characters to keep watching, which is why I did. But I don't think it's anywhere near as good as everyone says it is.
Going
Maybe
against.
because I read the books.
Did anybody else recommend it to their parents?
Me.
Yes, parents watched it.
Because I was like, Mom, you have to watch this show. It's fucking brilliant. Like, first episode, brother and sister banging each other. I was like, oh lord.
That actually put my family off. My sister was watching it, and then we were chatting away about it. And I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. And she was like, no, after the incest thing in the first episode, just incest isn't something I need in my entertainment. And I was like, that's a good justification to not want to watch it. I have to be honest with you.
My parents got addicted to it.
Yeah, my dad is. My dad rang me the last day after watching the Red Wedding and was like, why? Why did that happen? It was just like, okay, Dad, It's bad when my dad gets too involved. Although he was more upset that a certain person dying wasn't quite graphic enough.
Oh, I really liked that death. It was just totally like, eh.
Yeah,
It's a
it was
big
totally
deal,
kind of like
but-
meh.
Yeah,
It was
that
just sort of
number
like-
of
it's
deaths.
a big deal, but
Lads,
we're not
come
too
here.
pushed.
Like, this isn't even close to being a spoiler out of that. Like, but the way you're all like, oh, and that character died. It's just like, what episode? Because someone
all
died
died.
every
The
fucking
Purple
episode.
There was
Wedding.
one big momentous death this season that everyone
The
was
Purple
just...
Wedding. We
And
can
not
say
to
the Purple
segue,
Wedding.
did you hear the new theory about the Targaryens?
Let's not go into that, because I might decide to catch up, and I haven't read the books, so
I have. It's worth it.
no.
I haven't even finished reading the books yet.
Well, they're not.
I can't read.
News editor, yay!
I do the news. Newsy news.
I'm actually just after finishing a new series. It's another Netflix exclusive, or Netflix original. It's not even exclusive. It's a Netflix original. BoJack Horseman.
Oh
It's
yeah,
really good.
what a mental mix that is.
Yeah.
Are you watching it, Anto?
I'd started it today, a couple of episodes. It's
Is unreal.
it's just completely and utterly like off the wall entirely.
Yeah.
But that's why it's so good.
Yeah, it's not that it I don't want to say it tanks or anything like that, but it goes completely dark towards the last half of the season. It's absolutely, for anyone that isn't aware, it is a Netflix original series. It is, I think it's produced. It's created by Raphael Bob Waxberg. I don't even know what that is. I'm not even going to pretend. But the main character, BoJack Horseman, is a horse, an anthropomorphic horse, who is a former kind of like 90s sitcom actor. And he's voiced by Will Arnett. and that would be, if you don't know that name, it's Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The big kind of name with it is Aaron Paul.
Aaron
Is
Paul,
one of the
yeah,
voices in
he's
it as well.
Aaron Paul is Bojack's would-be roommate if you paid rent. But what freaked me out most about actually watching it is the it's the actual special guest contributors that do some absolutely ridiculous voices down the line. Um, there's let's see who else who was there that was Angelica Houston is in it.
Mm.
What?
Kristen Chenoweth is in it.
Patton Oswalt's in it.
Yes, Stephen Colbert is in it.
Yep.
John Krasinski's in it. It's absolutely
And Stanley Tucci.
yeah.
Hey, Stanley Tucci's amazing.
Yeah, but it's
He
just
bizarre.
he's in a show about a horse that used to be in a sitcom.
And Naomi Watts.
Yeah, Naomi
Oh,
Watts
yeah.
playing herself. It's completely off the wall. It's dark comedy. I think that's the only way you could actually go with it. And the very first episode, I did not get it at all. But it's definitely something worth sticking with. Because down the line, it gets so much better, and some of the episodes in it are just, in particular, there's a character in it called Princess Caroline. And she's a cat, and she's BoJack's agent, and she gets her own episode, and it's just phenomenal.
I want you to cosplay her. I think you'd be amazing.
Princess Caroline, the pink
Yeah.
cat.
That would be hilarious.
Who's voiced by Amy Sedaris, by the way.
The cool thing about it is that it's the kind of show you're watching, and you would totally expect this to be a cult cartoon show from like the early 90s that
Yeah.
MTV or someone had done, but that it never found its audience.
Have you seen the flashback episode?
I don't believe I have, no.
Oh my god, there's like the opening song to it. It's like, this is a stereotypical 80s song. And then it flashes forward to the 90s, and it's like, oh yeah, grunge 90s. Somewhere in, I suppose, Philadelphia or somewhere kind of grungy like Seattle. 90s. And it's just, it doesn't, I'd like to say it doesn't take itself seriously, but it totally does. And it is definitely, it's kind of like, yeah, we're funny and we're dark and we're just ever so slightly pretentious.
No, it's kind of like a high class kind of like Bob Burgers or Archer kind of thing. Like it's really 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 dark, but it has this thing where like the show is taking itself distinctly more seriously than those two are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. What I suppose what else was there? There's Orange Is the New Black, but everyone's seen that already.
I haven't.
You
What?
Jesus.
I haven't seen it.
It's free on Netflix.
I know.
You can literally sit there in your underpants and just
That's how
watch the
Declan
whole
watched
thing.
it.
That's how. I'm pretty sure that is how we. I think Juliana was there, and she was in her underpants, and Alan was in his underpants, and we all just watched Orange Is the New Black. And Naomi was there, and she was probably in her underpants too, if she had any pants on at all. But yeah, no, it's that's probably my favorite show of 2014
Yeah.
so far.
The second season of that was just kind of mental altogether. It was it like after the first episode, you're kind of thinking, how can they possibly like improve on it? And they find a way.
I've also kicked off. Well, I'm not say kicked off. I'm actually coming to the end of the Netflix anime series, Knights of Sidonia.
Oh, I just started that. It's so good.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Oh my
Absolutely
gosh.
brilliant. Very, very. The first episode is very slow and really confusing because they do not hold your hand for any of it. It's like, yeah,
No.
look, here are all these terms that we're not going to explain. Did you get it? No. Well, screw you.
You can watch the
I really
next
like that,
episode.
though.
Rewatch this episode again.
It is that kind of show where you have to rewatch it.
I think what got to me most was the sisters. Their what's 10 twins? Yeah, you have octuplets and was it
10 twins.
yeah,
Uh,
or 10 babies born at the same time.
No
the
idea.
couplets.
Yeah. 10 tuplets?
The couplets.
I don't even know if it's possible. But yeah, in the series anyway, there's 10 tuplets. We'll call it.
Love it.
And like I remember going, are they just lazy and these are background characters? And it's not, but it's not even a big thing. But like, it's just it was just a very it is. There's all this stuff going on in the very first episode, and they don't. If you don't get it, they don't care. Um, but it is very good. It's definitely worth sticking with. It's only 14 episodes, 13 or 14 episodes long, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm coming to the end of it. And
What's kind of anime is it?
Think Evangelion meets Gundam Wing meets that wacky comedy where the guy really likes the girl but's too shy.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But
I might
also
have to
make it
check
also
that out
make
then.
it with some serious religious overtones.
Yeah, okay, I'll probably definitely check it out then. That's kind of the anime that I enjoy watching.
I like
no, if it has that kind of serious kind of concept to it, and then it's not very many episodes, I'll watch it.
I just like that. It's like I I like wacky mecha anime with seriously heavy religious overtones. How
It's
specific a genre can you get?
I love trolling anime forums and just being like, I like wacky anime that have religious overtones. You don't, you're feeble and worthless.
Get out of here.
And when I take control, I will kill you.
Um, what's everybody else watching?
I just finished up. I'm playing catch up. I don't know what happened to me over the summer season. I just didn't watch anything. I suppose moving kind of did that, but I watched all of Walking Dead in like 2 weeks. And
I'm only catching up on that now, so shut up.
oh, I'm
I'm
not going to say anything.
I'm almost finished all the graphic novels so that I can finally start watching it.
I need to buy those. They look so good. But of course, True Blood ended this year.
Yeah.
Oh, it
That was
did, and yeah, I've literally I hear everyone kind of got a bit of a Dexter off it, which makes me really happy because people know my pain.
Literally, it's more of a case of people weren't angry and they weren't happy. It was a very kind of
It's
what?
over.
Yeah, it's just kind of like that's how you're ending it. Really?
Was it kind of just a non-ending?
Yeah, basically. The only sad part was one character dying, and then you're like, okay.
Well, now I know what to expect going in. Then
You weren't going to watch 7 seasons of it, Declan. Be
Yeah.
honest.
I am a huge True Blood fan. I literally have that down. I mean, waiting legally to be watched.
Oh, okay. All right.
No,
And the emphasis on the word legally there.
yeah, I'm a huge Truby.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
It's really good.
I'm sure it is.
Anto,
I'm
what are
sure.
you watching, you pretentious True Blood hating bastard?
I actually can't talk at all because I'm just about finishing season 8 of Supernatural. So like, which is in many ways
That's cat.
as
Hang on
bad
a
as True
second.
Blood.
I was just about to say you were slagging off True Blood and you watch Supernatural. What are you, a 14-year-old girl?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's. I have to say, like, I'm towards the end of season 8. So I'll be finished just in time to kick into season 10, and I don't even looking at it now.
You just said you're finishing season 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going into season 10.
Season 10.
Yeah, which means that I have enough time between when I finish this and when
to
season
go into
10 starts to watch season 9.
Oh, okay. I just
Oh.
thought there was some sort of like cool Supernatural in joke there that we weren't getting.
Or that Anto just couldn't count.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to be rude and point that out.
No, it's all right, I guess. I mean, the show, like, for the first 4 seasons, I was really into it. But then, like any show that goes on for 9 seasons, and that's 20 episodes a season, it's eventually the jokes just stop being quite as funny.
It's people like you, Anto, that make TV crap.
It's people like you who watch it.
If you had just stopped watching it, they'd have stopped. Well, no, they wouldn't have stopped making it because all those 12-year-old girls would have kept watching
They
it.
have
What
fangirls.
True Blood? You're as bad as me.
True Blood is really good. True Blood, they get naked and they do each other.
Exactly.
Supernatural has funny
You see Wang
jokes
in
about
True Blood.
nerds.
The only thing that's keeping Supernatural going is the fangirls.
And Fanantos, the Fantos.
And Fantos, yeah.
Hey, look,
Everything
right?
rhymes with your name these days. It's so much fun. Rantos, Fantos.
But yeah, no, it's it's even at season 8, there was like about 3 possible endings that they could have done with that end of the season that they hadn't already done, because you only have two characters, Sam and Dean, that stuff can possibly happen to at the end of each season. So
they've all died like a million times now, right?
Yeah.
literally, yeah. At the end of season 8, they have both. They've one has died twice, and one has all but died twice. So yeah, essentially both of them have been removed from the show in some way, shape, or form.
My
and brought
friend gave
back.
me an interesting analogy for Supernatural. It's basically the male Charmed.
Yeah, and Charmed was also brilliant. So
Yeah. Well, Charmed was good, but
Charmed was good up to a point, and then it just
Yeah.
became total.
well,
mess.
actually, to be fair, Charmed doesn't bear rewatching though. You kind of watch Charmed now, and you're like, ew.
not gonna lie, I watch it on Netflix.
We all do, but we all also do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I actually
like,
dated a guy who, Knights of the Old Republic.
yeah.
He modded the game so that your character had the sister's powers
Oh yeah.
from Charmed.
That's sad.
That is
Lame.
yeah, that's so lame.
Of course,
yeah.
they're after making The Witches of Eastwick as kind of this
That's
new.
just the new charm.
But they've done
Yeah.
that before. That's been out for a while though, hasn't it?
It's just finishing its first season, I think.
I thought it was out before.
That's a
I'm not too
different series, I think.
Oh, it's about witches in a town.
Yeah.
It's all about witches.
Okay.
It's just.
Yeah. No, there's a couple of witches shows. There's one called Salem as well that's on these days.
Yeah, that's meant to be good. I haven't had a chance to watch it.
It's I watched the first couple episodes and I kind of enjoyed it, but it was doing the whole it wasn't really about the witches so much as it was about this one dude who isn't into magic at all, who like one of the good witches is in love with, and that was kind of the central arc. Like everything kind of came down to like her decision to be with him rather than anything to do with the magic or anything.
Lame.
Yep.
That just
Yeah.
takes it away.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Enough of the past and present, and in Anto's case, the crap.
Fantos.
What's wow, that sandpaper across the mic there. Actually gonna smack the crap out of whoever's doing that.
It's
what-
you.
It's not me. It keeps flashing up saying it's you. So we have the fall schedule coming.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What's everyone looking forward to out of that?
Gotham.
Definitely. Yeah, that
Gotham,
and American Horror
Gotham
Story.
looks incredible.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that for those who don't know, it's about it's before Batman even
Before
even kind
Batman's
of comes
Batman.
as
Prequel to Batman.
yeah, it's Bruce Wayne's a kid in it. Like, it's more about it's more about the character that we've all wanted to know about, which is Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
And he's a detective in the show, and yeah, it's a gritty. It looks to be a kind of it's kind of like a bad word because Man of Steel happened, but kind of a gritty kind of look at Gotham, and it's a kind of looks to be kind of mildly procedural show about the criminal underbelly of Gotham, which is just interesting. And the cast looks phenomenal.
yeah, see, it's getting a lot of slack online.
Yeah.
From obviously from fans and from critics,
Mhm.
because they're taking Batman, they're taking his city, Gotham, and they're basically throwing Batman out of it to basically look at the rise of I suppose the rise of the downfall of Gotham, because before there was Batman, there was no one protecting the city.
Yeah.
So it's looking at like I suppose the spiral downwards for the city, and the rise of crime families.
I think because it has most of Batman's major villains are represented in the show before they became villains, and
yeah, a lot of the older ones are younger, and a lot of the let's say a lot. Okay, I suppose a lot of the elderly villains. We'll put it that way. Penguin.
That's the thing. Like Penguin, like Edward Nygma, who of course goes on to become the Riddler. You have Selina Kyle, who goes on to become Catwoman. And then I'd imagine, kind of, and then you have Harvey Dent, Hugo Strange, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but Mr. Freeze, like Mr. Freeze is just a scientist at the time. I think his wife is in it as well.
Yeah,
So it's before his wife even gets afflicted by the disease. But and it's kind of, from the looks of the trailers, it looks like it's kind of taken the first arc will be that Commissioner Gordon is dealing with this kind of underbelly, and by pure kind of really bad coincidence, a whole bunch of criminals just suddenly start like making their way up at the same time, and that's what causes Gotham's total downfall.
Yeah, because it like you mentioned earlier on, it does have a pretty decent cast.
Mm.
Like Jim Gordon is going to be played by Benjamin McKenzie.
Yeah. Who probably most famously from One Tree Hill, that's the one he was in.
The OC.
Yeah.
Was the OC?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
At first, I was about to go, I don't want to wait forever. And then I realized that's Dawson's Creek. So I didn't, thank God.
He was also in Graceland.
Is it not Southland?
Southland.
Just embarrass yourself there, Kara.
There's another one called Graceland, but it's the guy from Gossip Girl.
It's a place where Elvis died, so
Yeah.
No, it's the place where Elvis lived, I thought.
And died, Kara.
Shut up, okay?
But yeah, no, it's and you have like Sean Pertwee and Jada Pinkett Smith are in the cast as well.
Yeah, that's to be honest,
she looks really good.
She looks like a lot. Like they've had a serious marketing campaign for the show, and like there's been a lot of posters, a lot of images online for people to kind of dissect, and it from what, just looking purely at posters and stuff like that, it does seem to be that Jada Pinkett Smith's character is going to be, I think, the main focus, at least for the first season.
Yeah,
she's going to be. She's already kind of established herself, because I mean, a lot of the images are of her with these awesome sculptured nails, sitting in a club with a baseball bat, with this really terrifying grimace on her face.
Like it looks like she'll be kind of a ringleader of what the crime that already exists pre supervillains.
To be honest, I am a little worried that Bruce Wayne is going to be kind of a big character. There's a child actor been cast to play him.
Yeah, I hope like the show should be about Gordon, not Gordon's relationship with Bruce Wayne or anything to do with. I think even Bruce Wayne's dad being in it would be better, because at least that would add depth to the Wayne family, rather than just being like, this kid's going to be Batman, and playing that. Because let's be honest, kind of, while we do all love Batman, the character, and Bruce Wayne don't need to be a big part of this show.
Of Gotham, Gotham is an interesting place enough. There's a few of the big criticisms I've seen so far has been mostly to do with a lot of the villains that have been portrayed.
Ivy's name change is just really
but that's been explained, and I actually quite like that.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh yeah, she's a girl and she's wearing green and she's got red hair, and we'll just call her Ivy Peppers. Yeah, that'll be really cute. No, I mean there's talk that it's basically going to be her name. I think they have decided that her name is going to be Ivy, which is fine. Okay, it's a little bit contrived that just she changes her name later on to be Poison Ivy, because we all know her as Pamela Isley. And we also know that she's a botanist. She's actually, she had a qualification and she decided to go absolutely over the deep end.
That's the thing. She's a scientist, and she's so she's literally criminally obsessed with plants.
She's an eco-terrorist, but there was a lot of hoo-ha over the fact that her name was Ivy Peppers, and a lot of people were, and the character poster was her with ivy kind of going through her hair, and she looked quite disheveled.
She looked almost like, out of all the kind of, there's around 8 of them, the big villains that they've cast, and she was the one that on the posters, on a poster, like if you were a casual fan, you mightn't recognize all of their faces. It looked like for some reason, they had chosen to sell her on being Poison Ivy already before, without letting the human part of her be developed. Just seemed a bit.
I think that's it kind of sorted perfectly, because of all of them, she's the one that looked the most tacked on. Like it was like, okay, we need another one, and if she could be really young, that would be great. Who could we go with? Oh, you know what? Um, let's stick in Ivy Peppers. You know, Pamela Isley. We'll have
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Everyone
That,
will know who she is.
yeah. I mean, there were so many more they could have gone with. They could have gone with Huntress would have been a very interesting
Yeah,
example to go with, but obviously we've seen Huntress in Arrow.
yeah.
Um,
And I'm not sure how. I don't think this is linked to Arrow.
no,
Yet.
no, it's not. No, and I don't think it will be.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, actually, to be fair, yeah, actually, this would be set way before Arrow.
and this is Fox, and Arrow is on the CW.
That's what
Yeah.
I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's two different, very different networks.
God, I hate when that happens.
It can be interesting.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I mean
it'll be a better
it
take
is
on it.
interesting. It just kind of it eliminates crossover, which just kind of it like for something like Arrow, the way Arrow is tying in with Flash and stuff, it would have been cool then if like this had a true nod was able to throw a nod towards it. Like doesn't need to be a big thing, but because in that way it gives us as comic book fans the chance to see the actual comic world come to life a little bit in how it's all interconnected.
Okay, so we can. Are we good to move on from Gotham?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Kara, what? I mean, obviously you're the big anime fan here.
Yeah.
What are you anime wise? What are we looking at?
Obviously the biggest contender for me, I don't know if everyone if knows it, is Studio Ghibli's TV show Sanzoko no Musame Ranja, or the Robber's Daughter, which is being made by Goro Miyazaki, which is obviously Hayao Miyazaki's son. And there's a story up on the arcade about it. It's finally being released on October 11th, and it's just basically about this child who encounters a lot of magical creatures, makes friends, but in real life is actually a robber and basically experiences things through her own. The whole series is through her eyes, kind of a thing.
Okay.
Which it'll be interesting to see Ghibli branching into TV.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
do you think it'll get the same kind of
I don't know. I mean, Goro Miyazaki, he's kind of hit or miss. Like, I mean, I was talking to Anto about this. The Tales of Earthsea was, in my opinion, god awful.
what?
Yeah.
I
It's,
didn't like it.
it really like it just isn't up to typical
was
Ghibli standard at all. Like
It was very, oh, my dad's Hayao Miyazaki. Let
yeah,
me
no, that
mimic
that,
what
that
he
felt
does.
literally like it
I
was
actually
totally
really
okay.
liked Tales.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Why? I'm not trying to be
No, I
like
just
why you
like
like it.
I
Like,
don't know. I thought um I don't know. Like I just like I remember I picked it. I remember I picked it up. I picked it up really cheaply in HMV. I think. Again, I saw a Studio Ghibli. Oh, look, a Studio Ghibli movie for like a fiver.
hmm.
I'll get that. And I went home and I watched it. And at first, I was really, really creeped out by the giant bugs. Um, but I don't know. Like I liked the whole story. I liked the whole legend of the of the golden. Was it? It was a golden prince, but it turned out to be the golden princess. Um, I I have to say, I thought it was a really nice
I
story.
don't think you're talking about Tales from
No,
Earthsea.
I don't think you are.
What am I thinking of?
There's no
Oh, I'm
golden
thinking of
prince or
Nausicaa.
princess.
Yeah, you're thinking of Nausicaa
Nausicaa.
Valley of the Wind.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
No!
What's Tales from the Earthsea?
Tales from
Tales.
Earthsea is it's basically like a.
Jesus, Kara, it's not that funny.
It
I hear now about it. If it was Kira who did that, you'd be losing it.
is!
What's Tales from the Earthsea then?
It's kind of it's basically like a magic boy film.
Yeah.
This boy like it's it's kind of hard to explain the actual premise of it because
It's a wannabe love story, but
yeah
with magic in it.
yeah, and it focuses on this boy, and it basically there's about in the first half an hour you're given like three different strands of story to it, like three different kind of plots that could very easily be the main plot of the film, and none of them really come to fruition. Like the lead
Yeah.
character at the start of the film murders his father, and steals his sword, and then like for the rest of the film, there's never any comeuppance to it, except for him
Yeah.
telling another character that he killed someone, and the other character going, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, it was. I can't. Like, it was gorgeous to watch.
It was
Like
a
any
very
Ghibli film.
pastel kind of thing, and it also opens with a fight between two dragons that you never see again.
Yeah. It's kind of like, oh, we're getting dragons in this, and then you never see them again.
No. And the lead villain is really like the whole thing is just so not developed. Like it's a really basic storyboard that they went, oh, he's Miyazaki's son. That's fine. We'll just okay it.
Yeah, which makes me very glad that Miyazaki took Howl's Moving Castle off of him.
No, son,
'Cause
that's
he
mine.
was, yeah, it was basically like the original director pulled out, and it was going to go to Goro Miyazaki, but then Hayao Miyazaki came out of retirement and was like, no, son, this is mine.
Yep.
I will take this.
So what else? Is there anything else coming out?
Well, obviously there's this this OVA for Attack on Titan. Which, yeah, but it's basically making it into an OVA film, which will cover the first episode through to episode 13, completely remastered and new dubbing, which I don't think they need to do. The dubbing in the original was amazing.
I haven't.
Don't watch.
I haven't watched
No,
the dub of it at all.
as in
the actual
the actual
the original
Japanese
audio.
cast.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
You mean the voiceover?
The
Yeah.
voice, no, the
Dubbing
genuine character.
Yeah, so
They're calling it new dubbing because there's new characters.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Right.
They're basically changing the original cast.
Yeah, I don't think that's really necessary for the show. I thought the show.
No, I really don't
Well, in
think so.
fairness, with the exception of that blonde, annoying little bastard.
Oh, I can't.
Armin.
Armin.
Oh, so angry.
So obviously that's coming out, that's on November 22nd. I'm really excited for that because obviously Attack on Titan was massive.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and it'll. I honestly, I probably won't bother watching it because I like the series enough that like I don't feel I need to. But yeah, it's cool. It's especially cool to like help people who haven't watched the first season, who have been recommended it a bunch of times, that they can just watch that instead of having to sit through all the episodes, kind of thing.
A notable series that did that was Madoka Magica. They did 2 movies with all the episodes in them.
Yeah, Madoka was just phenomenal.
That's such a good anime.
I watched the OVAs I watched them before I watched the TV series, and I hadn't a clue what was going on.
Oh, you don't, even with the series.
But then I watched the TV series and I got it.
Yeah.
I just found the OVAs like so confusing.
Yeah, they made the OVAs to kind of just darken the series a bit, if that makes sense. As if the series wasn't dark enough.
The whole show is basically about them being like, this concept that's typically very happy and stuff. Well, we're gonna make it so it's not.
Yeah, basically they took magical girls and were like, "Oh, you like your happy, girly magical girls? Well, here's
depression
and
suicide to contend with, you bastards."
I mean, the 3rd episode, one of them gets their face eaten.
I mean, why not? I mean,
yeah. I was really sad because I really liked her.
I don't know why you watch TV if that hasn't made you want to watch it.
Something else really straight, like there's a lot of animes with second seasons, like Psycho-Pass 2 is coming out, which people are only going to watch because of that bloody OVA, because there was no sense to it.
I'm gonna watch. Psycho-Pass is on Netflix.
It is, yeah.
So I'm gonna give. I saw the description and it looks really good.
It's
basically.
So good.
It sounds an awful lot like that awful Tom Cruise movie.
Which one?
Oh, I know they're all awful, but that one with the memories and preventing crime before it happens.
Oh, Minority Report.
Minority Report, yeah.
Okay, right. We need to have words about that, but some other time.
Well, you like Minority Report?
I do.
I like the concept. I like the Oracle people in the pool.
See,
I like the technology. I just don't think Tom Cruise can act.
No.
End of.
Well, okay. I like Tom Cruise's performance in it. I just think that he wasn't directed the best in the film. It his kind of arc feels really confused in it. Well, his performance is fine.
A bad actor.
In fairness, Tom, come here. Go over there and use that computer. Grant, got it. Yeah. No, Tom, as the character, please. All right, yeah. Grant, got it. Yeah. No, just. Oh.
No, Tom, we won't join Scientology.
They could have cast a cat in that movie. I'd have loved to have seen a cat use the whole kind of awesome operatic. Look at me. This is a dance between man and technology scene. Instead of Tom, I'm a big fucking flaccid idiot with a computer.
Oh God.
Let's
Well-
move on before I get really angry. Anto, you want to talk about American Horror Story?
How'd you know?
Because it's in my notes.
I love how you skip past the fact that I wanted to talk about Black Butler.
That doesn't even count as a TV show, so shut up.
No,
You should be ashamed for watching that.
no.
You're worse than Anto for liking Supernatural. That's how bad that
But
is.
it has Sherlock Holmes now.
That's enough. Yeah, that's enough there. That's enough of that. Anto, American Horror Story. Give us something good here.
Yeah, the fourth season of American Horror Story is coming out, which has us all a bit excited, really, doesn't it?
But does it have Sherlock Holmes?
Would you say freaked out, Anto?
Ooh, funny.
I actually kind of would. This season looks really interesting.
I
Not
love
least
that.
because Jessica Lange is about to leave the show at the end of this season.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening.
I know.
Don't tell Declan.
She's one of those actresses that she obviously had a long working career before American Horror Story came along, but once the first season of American Horror Story happened, we've all just started looking at her being like, you really should have been like this famous sooner. You know, she just is she's so commanding on screen and whatnot. And she brings a lot to what American Horror Story is, because in every season she's played more or less the same kind of character archetype. That kind of
To start with, I think she has.
yeah,
I mean,
and then it's evolved into a setting that, like, a difference to do with the setting that she's in then.
Because
But
I found her character. Now I'm only up to. I only finished season 2 recently.
oh man, the drop off in Asylum and Covenant's kind of really annoying.
Where the what in Covenant is really annoying.
The drop off in Covenant, like the first half of season of Covenant is really good. It's really strong, and then the second half they just had too many story strands going. And
Wait, are you saying in season 2?
Season 3.
Oh no! Wait, seriously? I heard Covenant was like the best.
Yes,
No,
so did I.
Asylum is, in my opinion, Asylum is the kind of the real high note. Like, Asylum is just kind of a perfect season of TV.
I just keep watching that and that again and again if I could. Just Asylum, I think it's just fantastic.
It is
I'm
incredible.
the fraidy cat who can't watch it.
One of the best scenes in it is the jukebox scene in season 2.
Love it.
Banana, Jemana, banana.
Banana Jomana. Just get out of here, right? Just get out.
Right. Well, why don't you give us your stirring rendition of it then, huh?
Well, it's banana fana. No, wait.
Fofana.
Oh yeah,
Banana,
banana
Fofana.
Wait.
Banana, Fofana.
Fee fi momana.
Banana.
See, yeah, we know it. So you shove it. But yeah, no, like even the freaking that scene in particular, not even just the song, but like
Yeah.
it's bloody terrifying.
It is, and it's the way, like, it's one of those scenes that and this is kind of the genius of American Horror Story. To have this amazing way of just kind of giving you this such minimal setup for stuff like that, and then it just happens, and you're just sitting there at the end of it being like, did that just happen? Did that really, like, did they just do that?
I believe they did, Anto. I believe.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they're bringing one of my favorite characters in Asylum would have been Pepper, Naomi Grossman, and I love that they're bringing her back now for season 4.
Is she coming? Is she?
Which one are you talking about?
Pepper. She was
Pepper.
the affectionately referred to as the Mongoloid.
Oh yeah.
Is there
They bring her back, are they?
Yeah.
Is there any word as to what kind of character she's going? Is she going to be? She's not going to be playing Pepper, is she?
Yeah, I think she is actually. Like, I'm just looking at the promo pictures and everything. It's very similar character, because there's one in particular where she is beside a new character that's coming in, who's the Guinness World Record holder for the smallest woman, but I can't think of her name right now.
I'm just trying to see. I think Entertainment Weekly has a piece up on it, so I was going to see. Yeah, no, she is. The image, yeah. She has the same hairstyle and everything.
Yeah. Because I think because she was such a fan favorite, I think that's why Ryan Murphy decided to bring her back.
Well, I think see, because they're big into kind of bringing in actors that kind of the whole Thor Birch started it in when not Thora Birch, there was a character they brought in Glee, and then they did it majorly with Thora Birch in season 1. They're big into giving people who have like kind of obvious disabilities and letting them play characters that have those disabilities and who like, because in this one they also have the world's smallest woman playing.
Yeah, that's what I was
Venus.
saying.
And it was just kind of, which is kind of like, it's just genius that they have, and it's amazing that they have the kind of, that they're like, why aren't people already doing this, you know?
But you know, the woman who plays Pepper isn't actually
No, it's just
disabled in any way, essentially.
it's hours and hours of makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's kind of like they really work towards doing that anyway, like, but
So I'm just reading it there about actually bringing back Naomi Grossman, and yeah, she's actually going to be playing Pepper, and it ties quite nicely into the character's history, because I don't know how clued in everyone is on the story, but Jessica Lange's character Elsa Mars is going to be the manager of the freak show, and she basically takes people out of asylums and jails, rescues them, and then puts them under her guardianship and puts them on display in the show.
Wouldn't that kind of contradict the end of season 2, or towards the end of season 2, where Naomi Grossman's character? Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, we don't know if her character appears, if it's going to be, because Freak Show is before Asylum, isn't it?
Freak Show is just before Asylum. Freak Show is in 1952.
Also, we don't know where it's going to tie in terms of her history. That's really cool.
Yeah, it takes place 12 years before the events of Asylum, so
yeah. Which actually fits very conveniently into the my theory on American Horror Story, but yeah, like it just, like, Freak Show looks like it's going to do what American Horror Story has done season upon season, which is take the concept to this massive logical extreme, and then just, it almost like, say, play backwards. They kind of like take you to this like real wall of kind of, you're kind of sitting there going, oh my god, I can't believe we're doing this with TV, and then they kind of work backwards a bit, and you're kind of like, okay, you know, it's not just all completely craziness, and it's just so good. If you're not watching it already,
like it.
There really isn't. And it's mental that it's coming from the same people who did Glee.
Yeah, that's just crazy. It is just crazy. And the things that Ryan Murphy comes up with, like, complete 180.
Glee was pretty terrifying. So
it's one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
Well, actually, as I was saying, they I didn't know about this until recently, but like, they, much like Thora Birch was hired, they had another Down syndrome actress play a character with Down syndrome in Glee. So I mean, there's commonalities in how they've approached their production and stuff.
That's true. And she's a really loved character in Glee as well.
Yeah, and there's kind of, and like the way I haven't watched Glee yet. Well, I've watched a couple of episodes, and it's just really it really wasn't for me. But like how they handle kind of stuff like bullying and kind of homosexuality and stuff is really, like, it's like they're actually kind of sitting there going, well, no, why don't we tell it as real as we can possibly tell it? And people responded to that, which is good. It's just such a pity that the show is 90% crap.
Yeah, and gets crapper.
Yep.
Okay. So we've looked at Gotham, we looked at American Horror Story. Kara ranted about some anime.
Hey.
Before we wrap it up, is there anything else on the list?
Obviously, Shonda Rhimes is like taking over television this season. She has Scandal, Grey's Anatomy, and the new series of How to Get Away with Murder.
They all sound terrible.
Scandal's really good. You shut your face.
Scandal. Oh yeah, Anthony. No, seriously, Scandal is so good.
Such reaction.
Jesus, lads, Scandal's really good, right? Good.
It is. It's about Olivia Pope and her gladiators and her love relationship with the president of the United States of America.
It is.
It's really good.
It is.
Declan, you could do a lesson on how to sell someone on a TV show.
No, that's all you need to know. Okay, gladiators, president, love. That's all you need to know. No, it's that's underselling it. It is like it has some really like there's a lot of stuff going on in every episode, and it all links really well. It's pretty dramatic, pretty intense. Some of it's a little bit kitschy.
How okay, genuinely when it comes to TV shows that
Oh, you stay
I
the hell
watch,
away from it. You're not gonna like it at all.
um, we'll see. How story driven is it?
Very.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's
Like
story driven,
like the same crap that happened in season 1 is still happening is going to be happening in season 4.
It doesn't just die off.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not like yay new season, let's go back and do something else.
it's not like Grey's Anatomy where every season is pretty much different
And
in the
also,
sense
like
and also people
unlike
just
Grey's Anatomy, it's actually good.
Grey's Anatomy is good.
Grey's Anatomy is good.
right.
Sorry, I'll just I'll just get my bucket of Haagen-Dazs ice cream and my onesie, and I'll join you girlies on the couch.
Your onesie.
Yeah, where you just kind of like it's Grey's Anatomy is literally like I'd probably like it if it because I mean I loved ER, but I mean I'd probably like.
Sorry, I thought you said you loved Eeyore. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, the manic depressive donkey.
I mean, it has nothing to do with it, but cartoon donkeys, man, they
I love it.
I think.
Perfect
But,
metaphor for Grey's Anatomy.
Why they have no donkeys? Why don't they have any donkeys?
That's the other reason Anto's not going to watch it.
But now she has her new series, How to Get Away with Murder.
Is that a drama? Because that sounds like an awful bloody reality TV show.
No, it's a drama.
Now, I have a problem with stuff called How to Get Away with Murder because if it isn't telling me how to get away with murder, I feel I've been falsely used.
We haven't mentioned them yet, but we also have Constantine and the Flash.
Yeah. Yeah, see, the thing is with Constantine and the Flash is that from the looks of how they're doing the characters, there doesn't seem to be anything to be said about the show.
Yeah.
Because you're either aware of the character and you're already going to watch it, or you're loosely aware of the character and you're going to watch it. Like, it's kind of...
I don't think they like where Gotham is very kind of it's had an impact even just with the posters.
Yeah.
Flash and Constantine more than Flash, but Flash hasn't really stood out that much. You're just kind of like, it's the Flash.
Well, no, I have because like I said, I'm only catching up on season 2 of Arrow, and the whole Barry Allen thing happened in it. That's where they did a test, obviously, there to see how was it going to work out. And have you watched the trailer for the Flash? Oh, Anto seems to have died a death. How awkward.
Oh God.
Oops.
But I don't know if you guys see it. Like Arrow. Okay, Arrow is campy. It's good action campy humor.
Camp.
Yeah. The Flash just looks like camp.
Yeah, it literally looks as if it's going off.
It looks like Glee. That would
with superheroes.
It's a little too clean. It's a little too yay. We're all teammates and friends. Let's go fight some bad guys.
It's kind of too bright and blissful.
Yeah, and I know the Flash is kind of a slapstick comedy, funny guy.
But if you're tying in,
and I'm okay. I'm gonna pull. I'm not exactly going to be. I'm not going to put my hands up and say, look, I'm not up to full kind of speed on every single Flash story, but I just like that trailer really kind of put me off. When we first got it, first got to see it, like just because it did just seem too kind of kiddie ish.
Yeah, as if they're trying to get into a younger audience than Arrow would hit.
I'm not sure if that's the problem with the TV show though, or just a problem with doing that character. Like in real life, I'm not sure there's he's kind of the kind of character, his character concept and his costume just isn't easiest to translate to the screen without looking a bit kitschy.
On the other side of it, then Constantine has it has very little to no promo just yet.
No. They've been pushing Flash first and foremost.
Like let me just I'll do a quick look just to see what we're looking at here. Nope.
Actually, just thinking for the two of them. Actually, their promo campaign has kind of been killed a bit by the fact that both their pilots leaked. So
yeah.
So
But
Which is
also, you can see as well, like, how much more of an impact a show like Gotham, the fact that Netflix has already grabbed it.
right, and Fox didn't pilot it.
No,
Fox ordered it straight to series. I think I'm not sure if it's 10 or 12, but they ordered a straight to series set of episodes for it. Which
yeah,
both Flash and Constantine are a pilot. Like the show has to be successful first. But with
yeah.
Gotham, they're literally like, no, we're confident.
um, and I suppose the last one we have to mention, and just because of Doctor Who, but Karen Gillan has a new series coming out
Hmm.
called Selfie, because that's
Oh yeah.
young and hip and modern. Yay, Selfie! But it's basically going to be a modern twist of My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Kind
So
of My Fair Lady and is it Pygmalion? Is the other thing that it's trying to.
okay,
I think
All
I think
right.
it's a combination of the two.
okay. Not overly excited. I read. I think it was. I might be wrong on this, but I think it was the Mary Sue had a piece on it, and I think they may have gotten early access or seen it before everybody else. So
Mm.
I was reading a piece in it regardless, and their opinion of it was it sounds exactly um, like it watches exactly as it sounds.
Yeah.
Which is either like kind of a really good thing for you or a really bad thing for
Yeah,
you.
I just
It's kind of bringing up an interesting issue like of social media and stuff like that, but I don't know, will it translate across?
Will it be brave enough to actually challenge the trope of social media, or will it just be like, this is a
social
culture that
media,
exists?
yay!
Yeah.
Um,
Although, like, I mean, to be fair though, like Karen Gillan, she's and this is no exaggeration. She is the first modern Doctor Who companion to actually be able to have a career after
Do Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Billy Piper.
Getting your tits out for TV doesn't count.
Yeah.
uh, Diary of a Call Girl is amazing.
I know, but it doesn't count.
We're not saying it's
Why?
good or bad. We're just saying that she isn't exactly like
You
Karen
don't see
Gillan
her.
has so far been in. She had two films come out this year, both of which reviewed really well, and one of them was what could very easily be the biggest film of the year,
Okay.
and now she has a new TV show coming out. Like it's kind of, her career is just literally Doctor Who is where her career started.
Like,
Doctor Who for a lot of companions is where her career just kind of ends up ending
Yeah.
because
okay.
they
Well,
end up just doing the convention circuit.
I'm not gonna argue that Karen Gillan has obviously done more.
Yeah.
But I would argue that she's not the only one. Um, I
Oh,
mean,
definitely.
Catherine Tate before and after.
Yeah.
Um, there's been plenty of successful companions afterwards.
She's
Um,
probably been the biggest to.
well, no, I'm sorry, because Karen Gillan in Guardians of the Galaxy was a little bit flat. Um,
Wait, yeah, but see, the thing is that her performance, like, kind of, you can say it's a little bit flat, but it wasn't by no means bad enough that she's been derided for it.
no, like that's not happened any which way.
Yeah.
And I think she has such a loyal fan base um, that have followed her since Doctor Who that she's going to do really well, really, really well.
Mm.
But I just took issue to Kara's remark about Secret Diary of a Call Girl
I love Secret
thing.
Diary of a Call
Yeah, but
Girl.
it's not about Billie Piper getting her tits out at all. Um,
I think the first two seasons and then it kind of just. The last two just weren't as good.
the last two were the last one was one of the best.
I didn't think it was that great. And
Um,
that's just my opinion.
I do. I
But
do
then
feel
he
kind
went.
of
She went on to do the Philip Pullman books, the Tin Princess, and all them, the Ruby and the Smoke.
hmm.
And like, as much as I love the movies and the books, they were so not her best.
yeah. This is Billy Piper, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see. She's trying to get out of it, but I feel really bad for her because every so often, over the summer, you'll hear like a quote from her saying that she'll happily go back to do Doctor Who again because she keeps doing the convention circuit, and it's all people ask her about.
No, she's in the new series Penny Dreadful as well,
Yeah, she is actually.
Yeah, she's.
and that's
She's
been
been
getting
doing a lot of stage.
yeah, she has, but so has Catherine Tate. Anyway,
Yeah.
look, we're getting on a side here. Um, yeah, guys, I think we can wrap it up there.
Yeah, I'd
um,
say so.
Yep.
on that lovely remark about Billie Piper and her bosoms.
She has
Um,
beautiful bosoms.
I wouldn't know. Um,
Oh yes, you would. Shut up.
Yeah, you watch Secret Diary of a Call Girl.
yeah, but I'm hardly looking at her bosoms, am I?
You are. I know you. You are.
Oh, yeah, for shame. Um, right,
Fanto.
we shall. Yeah, Fanto. Uh, Fanto of the podcast.
Fanto of the podcast.
Wait, that's not it. Anyway, before I humiliate myself a bit further, we bid you adieu. So from myself, Anto, Kara, and Therese, thanks for listening. God help you if you stayed this far into the podcast. And
Till next week.
till till next fortnight.
Till next
Yeah.
fortnight, excuse me.
And yeah, we'll see you then.